So the Seven of Swords have actually fallen out a lot for a lot of people. So I'm going to go talk about this one by one, and then we'll look at the cards that accompany the main cards, okay? So let me organize it. Okay, so let's look at the past position. We have the Four of Cups, and the Four of Cups indicates like basically choices that are present for you. And the choices themselves are actually very, very good. They're asking you to try something new. They're asking you to basically step out of your usual type and to explore and to give people a chance. Okay, a lot of you might have someone in your mind that you're waiting to get some type of news from. The Ace of Cups coupled with the Four of Cups indicates to me that it is a lot of offers coming through that has a lot of potential. But I do feel that a lot of you might have like a big, big crush where you are preoccupied with a very specific person that is in your life right now. So even though these other options are coming through for you, you're just like pining over or thinking about that one person and their offer, and you're waiting and waiting and waiting, and you're keeping yourself a little bit in like limbo, wanting that perfect person, okay, and ruminating over what the situation would be like if they only came around. So I definitely feel there's a lot of a dreaminess associated with it, wanting that grand love, wanting that grand gesture from another person, and ruminating and thinking and pining over a situation in the past. And there's an element of fantasy here where you want that one thing and nothing else. You want that one person and nothing else. And in your mind, it's almost like, this is the cup that you're thinking about. And it shows up here with the Ace of Cups, which means you like the other person a lot. And it's almost like they are a heroic figure in your life. And as a result of it, you can't really shake the memories of it, okay? So this is something happening in the past, which brings us into the present environment. The present situation here is the Eight of Swords as well as the Page of Cups. So the Eight of Swords, indicates a situation where we're not really sure where to go. We don't have all the information just yet to make a move. And we're also like, due to lack of access to information, she's like blindfolded, she's trapped, and she's surrounded by these swords, and she doesn't really want to get hurt. She might be hesitant, like you might be hesitant about entering new relationships. You might be hesitant about, getting yourself out from this situation because you are afraid of like not knowing where to turn, not knowing how to tread lightly so that you don't accidentally cut yourself. So I feel like for a lot of you, it's kind of like once burned, twice shy. You're hesitant about starting new relationship, especially for all of you singles, okay? So I definitely feel there is an offer here on the table. And for some reason, I feel almost like you have a friend in your midst who is giving you an offer. So you might be, I'm feeling a very strong friend vibe, okay? Because the Page of Cups usually indicates like a gesture for friendship. It's like some type of a really warm, nice communication. And as a result of it, you might be afraid to, you might like the person, you might be afraid to jump right into it because you might not want to ruin the friendship, okay? On the other hand, I feel like a lot of you you might meet somebody who's very different from you. I keep feeling geographical like distance, geographical like the location might be different. They might be further away. They might be soliciting you for a date, for friendship, for some type of offer, because we do have some major offers coming through and they're panning out quite nicely. So it indicates to me that you might have somebody that you're treading very, very carefully with. And that's actually very unlike you, Aries. So I'm actually surprised to see this, but I feel as if there are a lot of considerations, okay? So on the one hand, you might be telling yourself almost like, I don't really know yet, I need to take my time. So I feel like taking your time is definitely fine. I feel like there might be distance between the two of you, and it's really hard to work things out logistically. And rather than letting the relationship pan out, I feel that you're projecting so far into the future, and you're just like, yeah, but they live so far away. I have mortgage here, I have children here, I have family here, and I have a job here, so I might not be able to, move on from where I am to be where they are. And logistically, this would never work. So you're holding yourself back while the other person is like, it's like really, really pursuing you. So I feel like this is prevalent for a lot of single Aries who have recently met somebody but are not dating seriously just yet. I feel like you might have had someone that just entered your life. You didn't think much of it. You thought, it was just going to be fun and short term, but I do feel you are starting to like somebody. You're scared to make that leap of faith. You're scared to really venture out. And there's also like a lot of differences between you and the other person where you feel as if you might not be able to either fully commit to them, or you might feel like logistically it's going to be really difficult to somehow manage the responsibilities associated with this partnership. Okay. So what you're thinking about here is, I pulled out the Ten of Pentacles. So the Ten of Pentacles, first of all, indicates some type of a family generational type of wealth. Okay. So this can be like assets. This can be like financial obligations, financial abundance as well. So you are thinking about financially how you're going to build a future, what you need to do in order to not only procure resources for yourself, but for the people that you love, how to build up that home, how to create something with another person. Because I feel like in the past, you might have been very, very independent, and you might have been like, a one-man show where you came and went as you pleased. And now you're going to have to work together with a unit, and a lot of people are relying on you. So this could be, having children, having elderly parents as well being incorporated into the household. A lot of you might be in a situation where responsibilities are piling up here with the Ten of Wands via child caring or caring for somebody elderly. And as a result of it, you're trying to figure out how this is going to affect your main relationship, or how this is going to affect your dating life, what you have to do differently, and how you need to like devote your resources and your finances in order to secure not only a good family life, but also a good like love, romance, type of a stable relationship. A lot of you are your energy is very, very serious for this month, Aries. You're thinking long term. You're thinking about longevity, and you're trying to find the people not only compliment you, that are not only fun and exciting, where there's a lot of chemistry. You're looking for long-term commitment. You're looking for longevity. And a lot of you have like, family planning on the mind, where you are looking for more serious romantic partners. Okay. The other cards I pulled out here is the Four of Pentacles. And the Four of Pentacles usually indicates to me that I feel like financially, I feel like finances is really, affecting your ability to date. This can be, running into a series in the past, running into a series of people who are very financially unstable or financially kind of reckless, and they affect you negatively as well. So their karma becomes your karma. And right now you're very weary about, getting involved in that situation again. You've learned from the past, and you're looking for someone who's stable, not because you care about finances. You just want someone who thinks ahead, who's a little bit more secure, who's a little bit more stable, who's definitely a lot more reliable. So you're taking on a very serious air for this month. In terms of the foundation here, we do have the Ten of Wands. Once again, it is a card about a lot of responsibilities. There are a lot of responsibilities imposed upon you from your external environment, either via work, via family, via other obligations. And as a result of it, I feel that, you have dreams, aspirations for a lot of you to travel, to really start over in your love life, or to really re-inject some fun, excitement, and passion into your love life. And especially for those of you who are coupled, there's a lot of responsibility either at work or in the home environment front that's preventing you from really, showing, expressing love, expressing romance, or at least, seeking alone time with your romantic partner. So make sure you take care of this and make sure you communicate in a way where you both are on board about, trying to minimize the workload so that your partner does not feel neglected, okay? In terms of what's coming in, once again, I mentioned that a lot of you are taking more of a serious air for this month, which I feel is quite interesting. So you're coming out, your energy is coming out here as the King of Wands. And the King of Wands is basically for the court cards, at least in the suit of Wands, it's like somebody who is very emotionally controlled, okay? They assess a situation very, very thoroughly before they jump in. And they are also very good at, figuring people out, reading people. They're very loving, very forgiving, but they actually know what somebody's about. You sum up people very well. So I do feel that for this month, this is the energy that you're projecting. You're not going to get yourself in sticky situations. I feel like the temptation might be there to date somebody new who's potentially very exciting, but I do sense that you might not want to put yourself in that situation where you're dating recklessly, or you're dating people that you know are not good for you. You're kind of like, you've got your eyes out for people who are a little bit more serious, who's a little bit more, sincere and honest about their level of commitment to you. So you are taking a step back, not letting people taking advantage of you, and also taking a step back to see like where you stand with other people and whether the right person is going to reciprocate for you, okay? For others, especially male and females who are in committed relationships, I'm going to say that there is some strong, I'm getting very, very strong indicators of like new additions coming into the family, either via pregnancy, anticipating a birth of a child, bringing other people into the family. I feel like elderly relatives, elderly father figures, especially coming into the household, and it's kind of like creating a big burden within the family unit. But I do feel you are going to sail over this and you're going to be able to handle it just fine. But I do sense there's something like that cramping the communication between you and another partner. What I'm also feeling is for you singles, a lot of you have many proposals that have come in the past, possibly from a water sign. So this is Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. And I feel that you are assessing this situation. You might also be in one relationship. So this is going to apply to a small minority. You might have one relationship and then there's another very, very warm-hearted person that's asking you that's showing affection, showing interest to you. But you're not going to move in that direction mainly because you feel like you are already in one and you're not going to step out of that relationship. There's some temptation here, but I definitely feel that you're going to do the right thing. You're going to, there's a difference here between, taking the relationship very, very seriously and not straying from it, or letting the baggage down, laying it down, and then moving on with your life in a brand new direction, okay? So overall, it does look very, very good for romantic love prospects, but I do feel something has recently come in for a lot of you. In the past, someone might have made an offer to you, possibly to go on a date. You might have hesitated, but I do feel this is the month in which you are acting on it, okay? So overall, very, very good month for love and relationship. Finances, try to curb spending if you can, okay? And don't let other people come back in to continuously ask for financial and material assistance if they're not going to reciprocate as well, okay?